Bandicoot, Platinum, Relics, the hard ones.
Whoa!
Oh yes, Crash Bandicoot, probably my favorite game of all time, and now in full HD and completely redone from the bottom up, but still feels like the same old good Crash we all know and love from back in the days. And finally, I decided to attempt to get all Platinum Relics in goddamn Crash, Insane, but I also chose the Platinum Relic CTR Nitro Fueled, just for the sake of it also got a remake, and I thought it could be fun and interesting to also do that one, and also be challenging in the same time. But you might also sit there and think, I don't know what you're talking about, Viva. But alright then, I'll go back in time with you. Back in time to Crash 3 Warped on PlayStation 1. The first time time trials got introduced to Crash. When you've beaten the final boss in Crash 3, you get a special ability that's basically running boost, so you can run faster. And then if you go back to all the levels you already completed, at the very start of the level when you spawn in, there should be this clock spawned right next to you at the very beginning. And if you hit it, you will start a time trial. And these time trials can be very challenging, depending on your skill level at least. And you have to go as fast as humanly possible to get the best time. Sapphire is the first one. Sapphire is kind of like it's the easiest to get, and you don't really have to do anything that hard to get it. But then we have Gold, which is just stepping it up a bit, but it's still very obtainable to get Gold. But then there is the Platinum, and Platinum is a whole different level compared to Gold and Sapphire. Platinum basically means you have to do every course the fastest way possible without basically stopping or anything. You have to go as fast as humanly possible, and if you slow down once or you die, well, you might as well just start over again, because you have to start over. This is one take, and if you fuck it up, you have to start over. It's very, very punishing, especially when you think, oh, I actually think I got a good time there. But then you look at the time and you're probably like 20 seconds off Platinum. That's how challenging this is. It's not for fun. This is not for babies, alright? It's for real gamers, alright? And I'm obviously a real gamer, so I'm going to show you my awesome skill. And we're going to start off with the one I found the easiest to Platinum, which is CTR Nitro Fuel. It's very funny when you're talking about CTR. This was probably the one I found should have been the hardest for me to get, but I found it to be the easiest. Which says a lot about what you can do in this game. Because obviously I'm only going for adventure mode, only time trials. I'm not doing all the CNK time trials because I can't be bothered. I also want to keep my sanity to some extent. But when you pick the easy difficulty in adventure mode, you get 5 seconds extra to complete every level. But on top of that, you could also go for all time crates in the level, but if you hit those, you get a 10-second deduction on your final time. So I said, alright, I'll take it on easy, but I'm not gonna break all crates. To make it, I'll say, a little bit more fair, just so people in the comments are not gonna spam me, "Are you cheated? Oh, what a disgrace! What a goddamn cheater!" Okay, so let's talk about the first one I had trouble with, which is Cortex Castle. Cortex Castle for me was very annoying because you have to do a lot of U-turning, and on top of that you have to keep blue flame as much as you can. And I had a hard time just keeping blue flame, but also at the top of the ramp where you jump off, where you get blue flame, when you turn the corner there's like a million fucking time boxes, and I don't know what to do with them and how to take them in the right order. So I basically just slow down at the very start and just hit as many as I can and then proceed with my adventures. But yeah, for me this is very hard just because there's a lot of sharp turns and I'm not good at U-turning like all the pros are, because I'm not pro at CTR. This is definitely the one I thought it was going to be the hardest, but I found it to be the easiest, which, again, it was surprising to me. But just, yeah, Cortex Castle is definitely the first one. Makes it onto this list just because it was very hard to do this time trial without breaking every box, and I had to find a specific route. And there was a lot of sharp turns I couldn't really take, so I lost all of my speed. So I had to redo this one at least a few times before I got this one done. And even when I got it done, it was like, right. It was very close, okay? It was very, very close. My next level I'm going to talk about, which probably a lot of people won't expect me to pick, just because it's not that hard level. But my second pick is definitely going to be Dingo Canyon. Dingo's Canyon, for me, is so fucking annoying to platinum run. Just because it has some awkward box placement. And then on top of that, in the middle part, basically, where you have to go through those water pits, I could never find like a good route to go past that in a fast manner to get this time that I had to get, which is also very strict, by the way. It's like, what is it, 58 seconds? I know that's more than on normal and hard, but still on easy. 58 seconds on this level is kind of hard because you can't get hit by the armadillos. You have to go fast through that water bit, and you have to basically boost throughout the entire of this track, and also hit as much as the time crate as you can. But again, I had the stipulation, so I couldn't hit every time crate just because I didn't want to get the 10-second deduction when I'm playing on easy. And still, this level was a fucking pain in the ass to go through, and that's why it makes it onto this list. And my third pick for one of the hardest, or the hardest track to platinum run in CTR is definitely also going to be Sewer Speedway. Unfortunately, I don't really have any recording for this map because I didn't record this one when I did it, but I did record when I actually got the platinum trial done after like 10 attempts, and I didn't expect me to get it done that fast. That's how easy I found this to be, because Sewer Speedway is arguably one of the hardest tracks in this goddamn like game to get, hands down. It's so strict on time. You have to be so fast. Even easy, you still have to be very fast. And even though I got it completed in my 10th attempt, I played Sewer Speedway a lot before that, and I felt like I was more comfortable going into this level and maybe getting lucky and actually getting this platinum. But I still was very close to not getting it. It was very close. I still remember it was very tight. But I don't really have any footage for this one, so you just have to deal with what's on the screen right here, and that's what it is. And the next one we're going to talk about is Papu's Pyramid. Papu's Pyramid is also a very frustrating level just because there's a lot of sharp turns, at least at the start. And then at the very top of this pyramid, when you go around in a very 90-degree turns, if you look to the left of you, there's like a bunch of 3-second crates that are hanging in the air. And it's actually a must you have to get these, even though you're actually kind of backtracking back to the level to get these crates. But they're so, like, they mean so much to you in breaking this time to get this platinum. And you have to go for it in your first attempt. And if you don't get it in your first attempt, you basically have to restart the whole level again. Because if just one failed attempt at this, you have to restart. And that's not the only thing about it. It also has very weird box placements that's hanging over like death pits, hanging in the air that's very hard to get, also in very annoying shortcuts, and also right in front of these fucking goddamn plants. They always there to just screw you over when you least expect it. And they're timer based, so they can like come at you when you don't expect it. I found a good route at some point, so I just wasn't going near them as much. But at this level, you really need to get a lot of the crates, or else you're not going to get platinum this one. This was very, very hard. Harder than I anticipated it to be. But that was obviously just because of the layout of this level. And it's very hard to maneuver around and also be fast at hitting all boxes. But I'm not allowed to hit all of the boxes, you know? But I was just focusing on getting all the 3 seconds or 2-second crates. And if I saw a 1-second crate, basically let that one be, let that one slide. Because that doesn't mean that much to my final time. It's just more getting 2 or 3 seconds. That will definitely help me in the long run. But I had a lot of attempts on this one, and I do not want to replay this ever again. And when at the top of the end of the route, basically, you have to go up there once, But then there's also a very good shortcut that a lot of speedrunners, and also I found out that you can use, that basically cuts off that portion of the map, and you actually save a lot of seconds, but still you have to be really fast to get through this level to get platinum. And I remember also being very close to not getting this one, so yeah, this was a rough one. And now to the map I found definitely the hardest to platinum in CTR Nitro Fuel. It's definitely gonna be Engine Labs. Engine Labs is very strict on time, and on top of that there are 70 boxes you can hit at this level, which is a lot compared to all the others. I think this has the largest box tally in all of the CTR tracks. And on top of that, we're not allowed to hit all boxes, you have to find the most optimal route for you to hit as much as the good time crates. So I just let the 1 second time crates be at the very end, because I only need the 3 second crates and the 2 second crates the most, just to get through this track easier and make the route more optimized and better for me, so I don't have to slow it down, because you have to go fast in this level. It's a very long track actually, and the time is under a minute as well. So it was really up to me just finding the best route for me. And this level is also very annoying and placing a lot of the crates up in the air, where it's very hard to hit them, and also over death pits. And also at the very end there's a bunch of 3 second crates, and I don't know which way I have to take it basically, but I found one route at some point where I just have to go around in a circle, because you can't waste too much time hitting all of those boxes at the end, because then you're just going to waste your time anyway. But at some point I just found out that I had to go around in a circle to hit him, and then just leave a couple left for the second lap to get some when I have to like pass through. And the thing is, when I did my second lap, when I did the platinum, I came out with a 2 second time. So I did the second lap in under 2 seconds, which says a lot about which route you actually have to go to get platinum in this one, because I think it's 58 seconds on this one as well. And I know I'm on easy, but 58 seconds even just for not hitting every box and getting 10 seconds extra off your time. That's a long time. It's just not like speeding through this level and you think you're gonna win. You have to be very precise with your jumps, because there are a lot of crates that are just hidden around in very weird places that if you do not hit them on your first attempt, you have to restart. And I had to do that a lot of time. I think I spent 40 minutes in this map on its own, and that's a long time for a CTR track, I think. Because if you know you're gonna miss a box, you basically just press retry. And I did that a lot. But at the end, I got it. And also this one is as a case of you have to keep blue flame as much as you can throughout the track without stopping too much, because you have to go fast when you can't hit all boxes. And you just have to find the best route and hitting a lot of the boxes, but then I have to keep some of them in the track. But a lot of these boxes are very hard to hit, and I think I got this on a little bit of luck, but at the end I could feel like, okay, there's not a long time before I'm going to get this one. But this, for me, 100% is the hardest track in CTR to platinum run, for sure. For me, it was the hardest. Alright, enough about CTR, let's move on to the next game, alright? Yeah, I thought Crash 2 was easier than Crash 3. What you gonna do about it? Alright, jokes aside, yes, I did find Crash 2 to be easier to platinum run than Crash 3, even though people would probably disagree with me. But I played this one the most when I was a child, so I just know the maps a lot better, and I found it to be easier to platinum this one than Crash 3. But there's also one big factor to that, and we'll come back to that later on. But now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about one of the first levels that I found very hard to platinum, and that is Snowbiz. Snowbiz is very annoying for a number of reasons, actually. It's an ice level, and that's basically all I have to say. There's ice physics, there's wooden pillars that will just kill you and then ruin your time. There's seals, there's enemies that are invulnerable for a certain amount of time. And also there is a platform basically at the start. If you don't let dead center on it as Coco or Crash, then you will waste time being placed into the middle of this platform. Instead of if you just hit it in the middle at the start, you will go up instantly. But if you're not perfect at landing that jump, you'll waste like 2 to 3 seconds, and that can actually cost you a lot in the long run. And just in general, this map is just very frustrating, and that's mainly just because of ice physics. Because ice physics in the Insane trilogy, and even in the original, is just annoying. Because the heavy momentum you carry on from going off the ice, every time, I just slide the whole time. But even then, if you have to go to a death pit and you want to go back, then you can't go back. You just keep momentum. If you land, and then you'll still go to the right. Even if you're turning left, you will still go to the right. So there's a lot of bullshit that can happen to you in this level, and that's why it makes it on to this list. Alright, we're moving on to the next level, and the next level is Hanging Out. Hanging Out for me is also a frustrating level to platinum. At the very start, you see you're going into this sewer pipe, basically, and when you're going as the speed as you have to, when you have to do these platinum runs, the camera cannot follow up with you, because this game was not built to be rushed. So the developers are actually staying very true to the original when Vicarious Visions took over and made this remake, because in the original game you didn't have that special power of having the running boots when you actually complete the final boss. You actually in this game get those running boots to run as fast as you can, but in this sewer pipe the camera can just not keep up with you, and there's rolling barrels of acid that can fuck you over.
I'm melting! Melting! Oh, what a world! What a world!
And then there's this fucking vacuum cleaner right here that can also cock up your time. You can just oof. And also, all of this you have to complete. You have to do this extremely fast until you get to what can basically kill your entire run if you haven't optimized your run up till that. And that's definitely the monkey bars. If you have not timed your run perfectly and can just skim past these goddamn, I don't know what to call them, that's flying around in the air, there to just piss you off on these monkey bars. If you haven't optimized it, like, to the perfect amount of time, you cannot complete this level. You have to just go, go, go. You cannot stop at these monkey bars. If you just stop once, like for example right here, you will actually not get platinum. Yeah. This is how hard, and that's how strict this time is in Hanging Out. It's very fucking annoying. Luckily, I didn't take this. It didn't take long for me to actually get this platinum, but just seeing what I had to do, I was like, fucking Christ. And I knew I did those monkey bars perfect, so I was like, ooh, maybe I get it this time. But even then, I think the platinum was 58 something seconds, and I got it in 56. So yeah, I beat it with a little bit of time, but still, I couldn't really optimize my run even better than that. So yeah. This level is a pain in the ass to platinum run. And now we go over to the next level. And the next level is Cold Hard Crash. And like I said before, which I did with Snowbiz, this is also a map that got ice physics. And that's, again, the only thing I really say, ice physics. Ice physics, ice physics. Enemies that are invulnerable for a certain amount of time. There's seals, there's this fucking platform again. It's basically just Snowbiz but 2.0. It's also longer, and yeah, if you fuck out once, yeah, you have to start over again. And now we're going to talk about probably one of the most hated levels I have in Crash 2. Even back with the originals, I always hated the goddamn jetpack levels. So this time we're going to talk about Pack Attack. Pack Attack, the control it's just bad. I just don't like the controls for the jetpacks. It's just so bad. And I also feel like a lot of the time, like, hitboxes are so off. Like, even at the start, I don't know how many times I died. I think in the first, like, the hot pipes you meet, I don't know how many, I think I died 10 times there. It's basically at the start. And on top of that as well, the time is so strict, you can basically not stop, like, once. Maybe you could just go back a little bit and then push forward, because you have these lab assistant that has a certain pattern for shocking you. But you even when you hit them the first time, you can actually not stop. You actually just have to push forward. A lot of people actually think, okay, when I hit him the first time, because right after he's done with his animation and swirling around, he will attack you straight after. But if you just keep following him up to that point and just spin him at the right time, you can actually hit him into it and then avoid losing seconds, because that's how you're gonna do this platinum. If you wait for him there, you're fucked. And then all the fucking Nitro crates is also in this goddamn forbidden shit hole of a level, because I hate these goddamn jetpack levels. Goddamn. And it never got... It's still bad now, and it's still bad from the originals. I still hate him to this day, and it was so annoying doing this platinum run for this one. Alright, let's move on to the last level in Crash 2, which I found definitely the most frustrating to platinum of all of them. And that is Spaced Out. I could have chosen the longer version of this map. There is two versions of this map. There's Spaced Out, and then there is Piston It Away. But the one I definitely had the most trouble with those two is definitely Spaced Out. Because there's just, even though it's a shorter level, there's just more bullshit there is in this level. And I'll talk about a lot of them. There's moving platforms, and if you touch the side of them, you're gonna die. Then there's these fucking octopus motherfucking son of a bitches that basically kills your run every fucking time. Because their hitbox is so fucking bad. If you slide them, you die. If you jump on them, you die. Even though you think you landed perfectly on them, no, you will still die. The hitbox is just not consistent with these. And that was definitely the thing that got me triggered the most doing the platinum run for this one. There's also pillars in this level, like in all the ice levels that I talked about. And these pillars can also fuck you over and lose all your time in this one as well. But then at the very end, there are this shrink power thing. If you touch a certain platform, it will shoot out a ball at you, and if you get hit by it, you will shrink down to like tiny crash. But on top of that, on that trigger platform you can touch, there's also this pillar, and behind the shrink, there's a hole. And that's at the very end of this level, by the way. I don't know how many times I fall into that hole at the very end. I was like, when I came there, I was like, oh, okay, I got it now. And then I jumped, got hit by the shrink, and it slowed me down, so I couldn't make that jump that I was gonna make. So I just fell down the hole. This level is just a troll. It's just a troll, especially with these fucking goddamn octopuses fucking things here. I hate him. Fucking hate him. Delete him, please. All right, now that we're done with Crash 2, let's move over to the next game. Alright, let's talk about the first level I found very hard in Crash 3. And I know I said at the start, actually, when I was talking about Crash 2, why I picked that over Crash 3, I said there was one big reason for that, and that's not entirely true. There's actually 3 big reasons why I think Crash 3 is so much more hard and annoying to platinum run than Crash 2 in itself, and that's mainly because of a lot of controls. And let's talk about the first one that has bad controls, and that is Hog Ride. Hog Ride is probably the easiest bike level you can get into. It's very straightforward in a normal sitting, but when you have to go to Platinum, it's a totally different story. This level is the hardest of all the bike levels, 100%. The other 2 bike levels are like easy as fuck to Platinum run. And the main reason why it's so much harder to Platinum run this one compared to the 2 other ones, which should be harder levels to platinum run, but this one is just so hard because at the very start, when you find the first boost platform, when you hit that platform, basically you have to keep that boost throughout the entire level. And if you can't do that and also hitting all the boxes at the same time, then you cannot get platinum in this one. It's just not possible. And when you hit that platform, your turning is so fucking strict, it's insane. It's not even funny how bad it is. The controls are so heavy, and you can't just like tap to the left or tap to the right. If you're turning, you have to commit to turning, because you can't flick it or anything, because the animation of Crash, he can only turn like a little, and then he will straighten up in the same way that you're gonna turn. So it's the same movement he's always in. So you can't really dodge anything. You can't really avoid not turning or turning. You just, when you're turning, you commit to it. If you don't commit to it, you'll probably hit something, or you'll go off the road, or you hit one of these other drivers that are on this map. Basically, what I did to get this platinum, I just waited at the start line, so I couldn't see a lot of the other racers, and then I went for the clock, and then from there, it's basically up to you if you're gonna get this platinum or not. But that's mainly up to the controls. Like, there's nothing in your way. There's only obstacles that are mainly on the course. You just have to find out how to maneuver around them the best way possible. But even by doing that, it's just hard because these controls are just not like pleasant to play with. Like in the original, it's a lot easier in the originals. Like the controls are way more sensitive and you can actually move around a lot faster. But here, it's so heavy and it's so hard to do this platinum run on this level specifically, and that's why it makes it onto this list. Alright, so the next level we're going to talk about is High Time. High Time, I am not going to talk way too much about this level because I actually did this one on stream. If you haven't seen me on stream, I'll link to my channel in the bottom of the description. And yeah, this level is hard for some reasons. Like the start is like you have to be pinpoint precise. You have to basically run at the very start, and you have to be very precise with those jumps to get on the very top of this on this house, and from there on out, it's all up to you. It's basically up to what route you're gonna take. You can do it without getting all Echo Mask. You can do it with getting all of them. It depends on what way you find to be more consistent for you and how you can do it very fast. Because I think the platinum time is 56 seconds, and I got this in 49. So you might be thinking, oh, why is this then hard? There's harder levels that's gonna come. This is probably the 5th hardest that I thought is on this one. But the time is somewhat strict if you're not fast and knowing what to do in certain areas. But I'm not going to talk way too much about it. Just know high time was one I struggled with a little bit, and that's why it makes it onto this list. Alright, moving over to the next level. And this level is probably the one I hate the most, and the one I really didn't want to do platinum run on. Not even close. I don't want to do platinum this one at all. And that's Hot Cocoa. And the main reason why I do not want to do Hot Cocoa, or I didn't want to do it at the time, is because I do not know what Vicarious Visions did with the controls for the jet skis, because in the original they were very snappy, they were fast, they were good movement, but in the Insane trilogy, it's so heavy, and the momentum you carry on is just so bad. It's just not fun platinum running this one. And look, at the very start I couldn't even hit the goddamn clock, so you know this level is fucking hard, right? But the only really good thing I can say about Hot Cocoa, and which I think is unique about this level compared to all the other levels in Crash, is it's non-linear. So it means you basically have to find the best optimal route for you to hit a certain box that breaks all the Nitro crates. Because at the very start, when you spawn in this level, the exit is right behind you, but you cannot access it because of these Nitro crates. And Echo isn't a thing that can just cheese, so you can go through it. So you can't get a mask, so you actually have to go through the level and find this Nitro crate. But the thing is, the time is under 20 seconds. 20 seconds for this abomination of a map. It's not even it's a big map for a jet ski level. But just getting through this level and hitting a lot of the boxes and going to that one specific area, which is literally at the bottom of this map. It's at the very end of this map. It's the furthest away from the exit. And you have to just find a perfect optimal route for you to get past this. And luckily I did this a couple of days ago, because I felt like when I actually got the platinum for this one, I did do the glitch one you could do, where you could basically go at the very start and just hit the Nitro crate with the tip of your jet ski, and then it will explode, and then you could take the time and then you could just get out. You don't really have to do anything. But I decided to go back to it because I feel like I don't want to cheese it for this video. And I feel like, okay, I could definitely do it with all the shit I've been through already. Then I could definitely do Hot Cocoa. And it took me half an hour or something. It was painful. Just because the jet skis are so bad. In the air, it's super heavy. It's so hard to control. It's just not endurable. So there's a lot of things that can go wrong for you. There's all these mines as well. Hey, just fuck off. Alright, just piss off. Alright, we're moving on to the 4th level of Crash 3. This one is Sphinxinator. Sphinxinator is a boneheaded troll level that sees you at the very start. You actually have to use your fruit bazooka to hit the clock, because behind you there are 4 hidden boxes, if you didn't know, and 2 of those boxes will become 3-second time stopper, each of them, and they're actually very crucial to your time. And after that, you just have to do some very, very precise timing and getting to some areas in a specific time for you to actually just rush through it instead of just waiting. For example, there are these firemen that are standing there with their flamethrowers. They move in certain patterns, but if you miss time or you don't remember which way they're gonna turn at a specific time, you'll get hit and you will lose an Echo Mask. And this map, you actually need all 3 Echo Masks to get through this level and get platinum. There's also these doors that close and then open on certain times, and if you don't make it before they close, you have to wait there, and that will lose a lot of time and might kill your platinum run. You might have to, you can maybe stop once or twice, maybe, I'm not quite sure. But even then, it's very tight then your time is gonna be very, very tight. And you need all 3 Echo Masks in this level, because when you get all 3 Echo Masks, you get invincibility, and also all the doors are gonna stay open for that duration of the time you actually have the 3 Echo Masks on you, because then you're just vulnerable and the door's not gonna do anything. But these Echo Masks, at least I think it's the second one is the hardest one to get. Because they're placed on a lot of stacked boxes and there are TNT boxes on there. And you need to actually be precise at hitting all the time crates there. But then also getting that Aqua mask without losing any of your mask. So this level is very hard. I've talked way too much about this level already because I did this on stream. And yeah, this is definitely one of the hardest ones. And now we're going to talk about obviously the hardest level in Crash 3. Obviously also the biggest reason why Crash 3 is so much harder than Crash 2 to Platinum Run. And that is Future Tense.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Future Tense is it's Vicarious Vision's own level they created for Crash 3. It wasn't in the originals, and my god, it's a very good level, don't get me wrong, but holy shit, the Platinum Run for this one is so fucking hard to get. You have to get it in under 52 seconds. And getting this Platinum Run under 52 seconds, you basically, like, you have to defy all physics. Like, you have to defy everything. You need to really utilize all the abilities you actually got throughout this game, which I like about this map. Like, it's very different to all the other levels because you actually need to use all your skills, that all your powers you actually have earned throughout this completing this game, which I think is very interesting and it's very neat. But the level in itself is just holy shit. I used an hour and a half to complete this one just to get platinum. So to get this platinum on Future Tense, you really have to like know how to play Crash. That's the only thing I'm gonna say. You have to realize you have to run all the time. You have to utilize your slide jumps. You have to utilize tornado spin. You have to do everything you can. Also, double jumping is very important on this level. And also getting every Aqua mask in this level is also required to get platinum. And if you don't get all Aqua masks, then you're at some point you're gonna waste too much time avoiding enemies. And then instead of just running past them like without caring. And it's very, very, very challenging. I do never want to do this one again. This was definitely the hardest level in Crash 3 for sure, and I remember me raging like a motherfucker. I've already made a little short funny video of me completing this level, and I broke down. This map is so fucking painful to speedrun, just because the time is so strict, and you can really not stop with this one. You really have to keep running, and that's what I like about this level. It's challenging. But it's also maybe a little bit too much. At least the platinum time it's a lot. Okay, you have to do it very fast. Especially the end is where I kind of lose all my time. So I think I did everything in this map prior to the ending. I think I did that perfect. You can't optimize that any better than I already did. Like, I think I had the best time there. Like no hands down, I got the best time there. By the very end, it's so platforming. It's so hard. These moving platforms that goes around in circles, and you have to avoid all the enemies and all the incentive pits like that is there. It's so fucking hard. But I finally got it, and I'm so happy I got this one. Because shit, it is hard. And props to Vicarious Visions for making this level from the bottom up, because this level is fucking tight, son. Tight! And now, let's move over to definitely the hardest Crash, the Platinum Run. On to the last Crash game. This is definitely the hardest to Platinum Run, for sure, just because this game was just not built to be rushed. And it's so easy to see when you're trying to do these Platinum Runs that this game was just not meant to be rushed. Because it's super fucking hard. Again, you have to do it super duper fast. A lot of times in this Crash, you actually have to like stop and rethink, but again, you can't really stop too much, else you're not gonna get Platinum, and that is especially shown throughout some of these levels, which I'm going to talk to. But let's talk about the first one here. And the first one is Castle Machinery. Castle Machinery, for me, I didn't think this one was going to be too hard, because there is another level that was not that hard again, but still you have to be you're very strict on time. But I found out this one was a pain in the ass to do. It's a very long level, and there's a lot of enemies that you can't actually kill, no matter if you jump on them or you spin them. Like, they cannot be killed. And then on top of that, there are platforms that move very slowly, and you can't actually get off these platforms because you have to jump from platform to platform, and they move very slow. So they're just gonna take all your time no matter what. You can't really skip that part. And you have to hit every box in this level. Every time crate there is a must to get platinum in this one. And you just have to be, you just really have to optimize your time, like, to the fullest extent. Because I found out this one was harder than I anticipated, just because the time is actually very strict for this one. And you have to basically do this map flawlessly, or else you're not gonna get platinum. And there are some tough platforming in this one. Just like these enemies here, they're moved, you cannot die. You have to hit a lot of these boxes. Like they're placed in over death pits where you basically have to jump on box to hit all these time crates. You have to do that with basically without hitting any other box, just them. And then just the moving platform that goes super fucking slow and just like they just take your time so much. And then there's pipes that are hot that if you touch them, they're insta deaths. And you just have to do some very tight platforming and doing it very fast. So this one is definitely the number 5 for me. And now we move over to Generator Room. At the very start you see Cortex on a flat fucking screen just laughing at you at the very start because he has all rights to laugh at you at the very start. And from there on out, this level is a fucking hell. The time in this one is, I don't know why it's so strict. You have to do so much. Like, the platforming in this one, I like platforming challenges, but fighting against depth perception and just have to time a lot of these jumps so you can just skim past them without stopping once on any of these platforms. It's just, the start is just, you have to just run. And if you don't run, and you're not, like, constantly on the move, when you come to the very end, you see these very slow moving platforms, just like in the last level. If you haven't optimized your run up to that point, I'm just saying, you're not going to get platinum in this one. The time is so strict. I barely got it when I got platinum. And I did not actually record it when I got platinum. You can see my time right here. But still, I went into this level again trying to see it, and I thought I definitely could get platinum time again, but fuck, I do not want to touch this level again. This level is a troll, man. Holy shit, the amount of fucking precision you need in this level to complete this on platinum is a joke. So that's why it makes it onto this list. And now let's move over to Sunset Vista. Sunset Vista is also a very hard level in Crash, and the main reason is that it is super fucking long. This is the longest level in Crash, and it also has the longest platinum time, which is 3 minutes and 40 seconds to beat to get platinum. So you already know this level is a hard level to go through because you can't die, because if you die, you have to restart. And the level in itself has just got a lot of obstacles you have to maneuver around, and you have to find the best route for you to do this one. And there's also a lot of these bats, and they can just screw your run over so many times because they keep coming everywhere on this map. And also there are very tight platforming. There's all these, when you want to like go further up into the level, you always come to these sort of platform where they spin around in a circle. You have to platforms go in and out, so you have to keep jumping. And I don't know why, but I always jump too fast on these platforms all the time. So I made this one longer for me. It took me 1 hour and 30 minutes to complete Sunset Vista. But when I finally got it done, I did it in 3 minutes and 8 seconds, I believe. And again, the time is 3 minutes and 40. So I feel like a fucking idiot because I could just take it a little bit slower and actually got it. But it's still a very hard level, and it's definitely one of the hardest ones in Crash 1, for sure. Now let's move over to the next level, which is the lab. The lab is also one of the hardest levels, and that's mainly for one reason. You cannot stop once. And what I mean with you cannot stop once, I mean that very seriously. You have to keep on pressing forward the whole time. If you stand still for maybe a second or two, you've actually lost this platinum. And there's a lot of obstacles in your way, and there's a lot of things you actually have to do to get this platinum without wasting time. And I'll talk about it. If you don't know how to get this platinum, I can show you how to get this one. Because it's very hard. At the very start, you basically have to wait a little bit and then hit the time box and then hit the clock. Later on the level, you'll see this green gooey thing, and you have to spin him in a certain way so you can actually hit him through the wall and hit some time crates on the other side So there's an exclamation box that is actually visual for you. So you just hit it, and then after that, jump onto a box that are stacked like a pyramid. And in the bottom of that box, there is a TNT. So you just need to hit that one. Just jump on it. And then we come to the lab assistant that throw the grapefruit at you. And you also need to hit him in a certain way to actually hit TNT boxes on the other side of this wall. So you don't have to wait there. If you don't do that, I'm just saying, you're not gonna get platinum. But there's also a lab assistant that is just standing there and shocking, doing electrical shocks at you. You have to just jump around him. Don't hit him or anything, just jump around him. And then there are also these electrical sappy things that keeps activating at very inconvenient times. I'm just saying, you can learn to jump them, but the timing of it is very inconsistent. The platinum run is insane, and the time is right here, and yeah. Let's move on to the last level. And you know exactly what's gonna come. It's Stormy f***ing Ascent, baby. Yeah, you already knew Stormy Ascent was gonna come. This is arguably the hardest platinum relic to get in any of the Crash games. This level was taken out from the original game because it was too hard. And now that Vicarious Vision had the chance to put it in to this Crash, and people finally got the chance of actually playing it, it is very easy to tell that this map is very, very hard, even on just a normal sitting without doing any platinum time or like without doing the relic times. This is a very challenging map. It is super hard to get through. But doing platinum run for this one, my fucking god, you have to be so good at playing this game. Because Crash is arguably the hardest one to just play in a normal sitting. Just because in Crash 2 you get the slide jump. In Crash 1, you don't have anything. You only have a jump and a spin, and that's it. You have to complete the whole game with just a jump and a spin. And you don't have the running boots because, again, the game is not meant to be rushed, and Stormy Ascent is certainly not either meant to be rushed, but we had to rush it anyways, and I did it. And I'm very proud of doing this one because this one is definitely the hardest level I have played in a long time in any Crash game. Holy shit, Stormy Ascent is the last hurdle you need to complete. When you've completed Stormy Ascent, all the other levels should be a piece of cake to complete. Cause holy shit, you have to do it so fast. You have to do it so fast. But you can also fall at the very end and start all over again, as you can see right here.
Bye, have a great time.
But yes, this is without a doubt the hardest level in any Crash game. And I don't know how many times I have to specify it. It is the hardest. It was built to be the hardest. It's built to be the hardest to platinum run, and it certainly is. And I finally got it, and I'm very happy to say this was my last platinum relic I needed, and I finally got it. And here at the end, I'm just gonna show off how I did the platinum run. I did it on stream, but I'm just gonna show it off here as well, so you have an understanding on what I went through or how to maybe do this map. It is gonna be sped up a little bit because I don't want to waste everyone's time, because this video is already long enough. It's over 40 minutes, so let's just get it wrapped up. And I'm not really gonna commentate on it. I'm just gonna say after this video, this is the last. And yes, it was very hard. It was very challenging, but I did it, and I'm happy. The people on stream knew also I was happy, and I was ready to die. I've done everything now. I don't need to do anything more. I could just not. I'm just waiting for Crash 4 now. I just want that. Now that I've done everything in Crash, Insane, and also CTR. So now I can definitely say I'm ready for Crash 4. So please, Torch for Bob, make it happen. Let it be October 2nd fast, please. Please. It was a very good time this time. Oh my god.
Whoa!